Hey there, welcome back to today's episode of the Emerald TV show. I am your host again today for this section, and I have with me Mike Ozema. And
I'm Mr. Osudo Yibode.
well, as it has always been interesting, we have an interesting topic before us today. Can you guess? Oh, not to worry. It is, who do we blame for exam malpractice in secondary schools? The spread of private schools, public schools, parents, government, and students. So today we'll be looking at the topic, who to blame for examination malpractice in secondary schools. Today exam malpractice is all over and all of that. So who do we blame? Who would you blame? Let's go on with my people here. So, Ojoma, can you tell us what's your view? And probably people no longer know what examination malpractice is. Just briefly, can you tell us what it is?
Okay, thank you. Exam of practice is bringing or engaging in something that is foreign to that particular examination.
Mm.
So, for instance, people engage in some of them they will write on their laps. Some of them they will put some paper in their shoes. Some of them they will smuggle their phone in. Some of them they will have the invigilators. They will pay the invigilators before they enter into the exam hall. They will have them deliver those answers to them. Why some of them they just pick at the question, raise their hands that they want to ease themselves, and they go out to get the materials in. So
That's examination
yes.
malpractice. Sir, do you have a little nuggets for us on what examination malpractice is? Because some of them you just see it as is a normal thing. It's a normal thing. So what is it?
Exam malpractice can never be a normal thing.
Mm.
It's a violation of the exam rules and regulations. Examination has principles, has standards and policies, the do's and the don'ts.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, this is what to do. You have to do. It is a fact that during examination, let's say like WAEC, basically WAEC now, and even internal examination, students are not supposed to interact with each other. You can teach me before examination day.
Yeah.
Even a minute to exam, you can teach me. You're my friend. But immediate exam starts, you are no more my friend. That is the exam rules.
Yeah.
Even though you are sitting close to me, I'm not supposed to share my answers with you.
Oh.
I'm not supposed to interact with you during examination. You're not supposed to collect my biro from my hand. You have your biro, you have your right equipment.
Quick one, sir.
Yes.
You said that these are examination rules.
Yes.
So it's not actually that it's religious, something like that. Some people say is your faith, is all of that. So these are actually examination
It
rules.
is not it is not religion. It is examination rules. And again, the religion also teach you to obey the government. When you violate the examination rule, you have disobeyed the religious laws. By so doing, because you are supposed to obey the laws of government, of your state or your country. So when you violate the rules of examination, you have violated the laws of God.
Okay, wow. So violating the rules is not about faith. Your faith, where you come from, your church, denomination you belong to, is actually the examination rule. So who are we to blame? Who should we blame for this examination malpractice? Because we have so many private schools around us today. So sir, can you tell us, who should we blame? Who do you think should be blamed for these malpractices? Because it's all over in schools now.
Okay, now listen if you go back to many years back, when it was only government schools, public schools, there was no exam malpractice before the year 2001 till these days.
Wow.
Exam malpractice was, I attended public school in Edo State. The place is Sabongidara over there. The day I wrote the exam, exam was rigid. Our principal then was a member of WAEC boards. He was a very rigid man. You don't try anything. You don't try it. And when you are caught, you are disciplined. You lose your examination for that period. So, but with the proliferation, all the growth of private school, competition came in. And then with the competition that came in now, every school want to, let me say, outpass the other school. Private schools are everywhere. As far as I am concerned, exam malpractice originated from the growth of private schools.
Wow.
If there were no private schools filling the whole space, there wouldn't have been the growth of exam malpractice in Nigeria.
Really?
Yes.
Ozioma, I saw that sign. I saw that sign. What do you have to say? What's your take on that?
I'll counter what
I give us a reason.
because he's speaking from the mind of because he went to a public school. I went to a private school too.
Okay.
And exam malpractice is not allowed in my school. Like
Okay.
from the provideress. You know, she's a religious woman, and I don't want to mention the name of the church.
Yes.
She does not allow exam malpractice. She makes sure that we learn. The teachers that are in my school, they are top staff. She pays them very well, so that because of the competition, like you said, so that they will not take them to other schools or they will not be attracted. She pays them very well, and they teach. My economics teacher is also a teacher in ICANN. So you see the level of staff that we have in my school. They teach for you to understand everything. When they are going for break, you can meet, maybe you don't understand a particular subject, you can meet a teacher to teach you. So she brings out herself to teach you so that you don't have any reason to engage in exam malpractice. And then when you are going into the exam hall, she will tell you that we don't do this here. And that is why my school, when I was in SS3, we were only 7. SS2 were much, but parents, she already discussed with parents that there is no exam malpractice in this school. They say withdrawing their children from the school to take them to a school where they engage in exam malpractice, so that they will not have to rewrite the exam again.
Okay.
So, but this, should I say, this thing now is now parents' issue, not really private school per se, because most private school, they try. Private school students, they are doing well. They are doing very, very well. Most of these things are coming from parents. When I say they are coming from parents, you see parents nowadays, and that is why children, they are now complaining that they are depressed. They are depressed because their parents don't have time for them. Parents don't even add anything to their child's life. They just want to provide. The children need someone to tell them, go and read your book. Okay, I have an assignment. Can you help me with this assignment? Parents no longer do it. And some of them, they work all day. Some of them, they even abandon their children in boarding school. They don't even care what is going on. They just want to be provided. And then when it's time for exam, I have seen a parent where I've seen a parent that paid an invigilator just to help the child in the exam, before the exam. So parents are the problem, not really the growth of private school. Private school now helps children, like it brings children, because public school everybody can afford, and there are a lot of people in public school. You cannot attend to each child, and they have special children. It's not every child that can grab what they are saying in government school. But if you bring your child to private school, there is this special care. They take care of those children individually. There was this course I was not understanding, geography, and during break time, I always go to my geography teacher to teach me. I became like, I started teaching other students. So private school helps to bring the children individually closer to their book and helps them to work hard.
Okay. Let's take a pause from there. Sir, you went to public school.
I thought in public school, yes.
She said private school. Is it that it's only private schools that you can have access to your teachers? In government school, in public school, are there not this connection, this togetherness with the teacher? Is it not there?
Now, before I will answer that, let me say this. I agree with you that private schools help students. To a great extent, they help children more than teachers in public schools. I won't dispute that, because of the school fees they pay, and most parents interact with the teachers more than those in public schools. I will also agree that there is a cordial relationship between students and their teachers in private schools, because they are close, because the children are not so much like those in public schools. So they are close. But that does not remove the fact that public school teachers, that does not, let me say, justify the fact that public school teachers, the saying that public school teachers, they are not close to their students. That is not true. Go to the schools in this city, the city we are here now. The teachers, I tell you, although in those days I was in school, Holy Trinity Grammar School over in Edo State, it was one of the biggest schools there in Edo State. Anyway, to go there, to somehow we fear our teacher in those days. I must be frank with you there. We fear our teacher because sometimes, because of one thing or the other, children fear the teacher. So at times, they plan beating up the teacher. That was them. But now, those things have gone. And now we have younger people in the school. So there is still a closer relationship with the public school and their children, but better in private schools.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Better in private schools. So if you say that this relationship between the student and the teacher does that mean that that's the only way that students can actually achieve, in our society today, there's pressure on academic excellence. So would you also say that it's only the parents, this examination malpractice, like there's a go ahead from them? Is it only the parents?
Okay. My first point was actually based on, I was just trying to justify that it's not private schools that so I was just trying to tell you that it can come from the angle of the parent. Now, looking at the dispensation we are now, private schools are now very biased and very corrupt too. You will see some of them, they will display their work results outside their gates just for adverts.
It's for adverts.
Some of them, they place their jam scores outside, some of them on their social media platforms just for adverts. Now, before their students will get up to that score, they put work in place. Some of them in their schools, they don't even write this jam that we're saying that jam is not corrupt. In private schools, some teachers go to write jam they sit for jam for those students that their parents pay for it. So private schools now, they are very, very corrupt. They now make, you will see someone that is in government school, when the person wants to write WAEC, will go to private school, join himself with one private school, because when the invigilator comes, they will bribe the invigilator. When the supervisor comes, they will just be giving signal. Yeah. I've gone to a private school where my first WAEC that I wrote, I sat down, they did writing on the board. And when the supervisor came, the supervisor said that he's not going to buy it, that this center is being cancelled. They told us that we should not worry. When he left, he was shouting. He left. They told us that we should be writing. I didn't fully learn to write though, and I didn't pass the exam. So, but when he went out, they settled him. So they paid him handsomely, and he went and signed that there is nothing like that. And people passed, and the center is still on even
That's
now.
a private school, Abi?
That is private school.
Now you are buying my idea of private school.
So I'm telling you now that some private schools in this dispensation,
yes.
You cannot just, why I made that first point is that you cannot just write out private school that some of them are still very good, some of them are very corrupt. So now it's not only parents that are corrupt, it's not only parents that are involved in this student exam malpractice, private schools are. And then if I'm to, this is individual based now, pressure from friends. You see your friend is getting A1 and does not even know maths, and that particular maths or English is having it A1, and you have heard of it, and it's now your turn. You want to
get A1.
You want to get A1 so that you do not look as if you are being left behind. You will now make the necessary background preparations. Yes. So that you can get the A1 that others are getting.
So the way you said yes, when she said private schools are there, is it that in government school we don't find these things? Because I've heard, even when I wrote my WAEC, there were students from the private school who came to the public school. Like I wrote my WAEC in the public school. So there are students that came from private to school, government school, to write WAEC, and with the examination malpractice on, everything. So you say that it's not found in public
No,
schools.
I didn't say so. Exam malpractice has spread. What I argue was that it started from private school. That was the basis of my argument.
Okay.
Today, it's in public schools, it's in private schools. So I now it's even a competition for the school. The one that will do is more. Most of them is board. They write the question answers on the student for the children. They go to school, but they tell the children to pay what they call cooperation fee. I don't know the name they call it in this area. Logistics.
Yes.
It's on they call it cooperation fees. Cooperation fee. So when all of them pay, like what you said now, they give the money to supervisor, settle them, and then they solve the maths on the balls. The order that are ABC, the objective, they dictate it for number 1A, number 2C, number 3B, number private school and public. They do it so that they can retain their children and retain their name. They do this everywhere. So it has spoiled the entire system.
Okay, let me still ask. We talk about government school, talk about public and private schools. Are we saying that these public schools and private schools are the only ones enhancing these malpractices? Because even if the school agrees, there are people to supervise these exams. So are we saying that these people are it's just about private school and it's all about
Now you know what it is not just the schools alone. Like she said, she mentioned parents. The pressure from parents is a challenge. Parents want their children to move beyond their age, their level.
Yes.
My child must get admission now. He must go to school. He must pass. So they look for every means to go for miracle centers. They pay for miracle centers and then get their children admitted in those schools so they can pass there. Then the supervisors of the examination are still very corrupt human beings. The same thing she said. The people should be they should have what I call kind of conviction or persuasion that this thing is not allowed. We should not do it. When school give you the money, can't you reject it? But the system in the nation has spoiled all of them. When they give them 50,000, 1,000, white pays them or NECO pays them, very well.
Yeah.
They pay the professor. But when they come and give them money, they collect the money and they see, maybe they buy food for them and take them to office. Go and eat food there. And they allow them to do anything they like.
So they are part of the people encouraging malpractice.
The supervisors, the invigilators are part of the system. The parents, even the government themselves, all of them, they are culprits of this menace.
Okay, our time is almost out. We are running out of time. I want to just ask, these students, can they be held accountable for these actions? Do we blame the students for actually, you say their parents, you say their friends, can they be held accountable for these actions of malpractices?
Okay. I would say some students, not all, because we still have some that read, some students don't read. In fact, students don't read these days. When you have maybe practicals, you don't even engage in anyone. You have textbook, loads of textbook to read. You don't read. You're just on TikTok. You're on Facebook. I'm not saying those things are wrong. Me that is in media studies, I'm always online because my school entails you getting news. Even when they don't even ask us something that is in textbook. It's all this Ababio talk, all this political something. So I need to be online to always. Whenever I'm writing exam, I used to be online till 2. And people will be like, you are writing exam while you're online. That is what they will ask. So students now, they don't read. Though some of them they read. It's not entirely their fault. They don't have parents that will put them to order. My mom will if she's leaving the house and you have exam to write, she will give you how many chapters that you read. And when you come, when she comes back, you will read it to her and you will explain everything. You will stand there and you will explain everything that you've read. So parents should also, it's not entirely the fault of these students because they feel that they are still small and they cannot control themselves. Parents that are now mature, they should control their children. Exactly. Give them time to read. Help them. I know of a pastor's wife that when she's going out, she will tell the son, if you like, don't read. When I come back, you explain everything to me. and she's very strict
So
about
because of
that.
make
Yes,
sure
it
to
makes
read.
this song came
No,
out very well. You
no,
get.
at times
So
not
it's not
everyone knows.
entirely the fault
Okay.
of the students,
Yeah, this is
but
an
they should also
interesting
put
topic,
forth
actually. So the
an
parents
effort.
and everybody should put up. Students, read your books. Yeah, the distractions are much these days, but do well to read. Don't engage in examination malpractice, and just know that it's not about faith too. It's also the law. Don't violate the law, whether you are being seen or not, whether you are being caught or not. Read your books. This is all we have today on Emerald TV. Do ensure that you like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Goodbye for now.